So, hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me. It's my first stint as a speaker, so I'm really excited. I'm a mom of two, based in New York City, and I'm actually in the midst of wrapping up my React Redux project, which is due this Sunday actually. So it's a stressful week, but I'm super excited to graduate. And I'm also a fellow at this startup called Tally Up. It's it's a relatively new startup that helps give insight to political campaigns, um, and I'm helping them out with making their app more responsive. So it's something new to me as well, and it's a continuous learning process. Besides that, I've also gotten a little bit of a head start in my career prep, and that's how I stumbled upon Kapehe's tutorial video online, because I was actually trying to get inspiration and ideas on how to actually get my portfolio website done. Um, I could pass you the link after this if anyone is interested in checking it out as well. Let me show you what I actually have so far. This is what I had made. Um, I have an about me. It's very basic and raw right now. I mean, there's a lot of things that I need to modify and change and also expand upon, of course. But it's really super user friendly. I mean, I had a seamless experience from like start to finish. Of course, with Kapehe's guidance, it made it so much more easier. And coming from like a coding boot camp, you have to learn things from scratch, and it's so much more time consuming to kind of just go through SQL and the DB folder all the time and having to like rack, DB, migrate, and roll back and like reset and seed if you want to change your data. It was very refreshing to kind of just like be able to update my data directly through the Sanity studio, which is over here. Everything is pretty much just set up for you. And you can even share this with your team and have even, like people who aren't really technically savvy, like update the data if you need to. Um, like these are my projects, and then the author is myself. And I'll show you how easy it is to just update information, even though your site has already been deployed. Like say if I wanted to just remove my email from my About Me page and press publish, it will directly change that on my deployed website. See, it's not there anymore. So I think that's like my most favorite part about Sanity, um, being able to just instantly change data um, through the studio. Um, and go back to my introduction. Kind of got lost there. So besides the coding bootcamp, my background was in travel marketing. So I'm trying to like pivot into tech after the pandemic happened. I got furloughed, and I thought, this is the perfect time for me to enroll for a coding boot camp, and so I did. And the past year has been, really exciting, learning JavaScript, Ruby, um, Ruby on Rails, and all this. So I really would love to connect with everybody. Um, if you have any insight, advice, or resources on, embarking on this new adventure into tech, please connect with me. Um, but besides that, I think that's pretty much it from me. I only have an, an introduction on myself here and my exit slide. So I don't have much to share besides, Sanity being really easy for even a beginner to approach. As you can see.
That's awesome. Thank you, Yani. So I have a couple questions when it comes to sanity and like getting into it. Um, so, well, first of all, let me ask about your cursor. So you have a toast to cat cursor. Everyone's really hyped for that in the chat.
It's a pushkin. Yeah, just to, make those late nights more less lonely. At least I have some company.
That's great. That's great.
I can't have a real cat like you because I'm allergic, so at least I
Oh,
have pushkin.
you can have her in spirit over
Yes.
digital. So during your boot camp, so what made you want to get into the boot camp scene and like why did you choose Flatiron School and why did you choose the boot camp route?
Yeah, I think like it's always been something that I always wanted to check out. I was really fascinated to know how the inner workings of building a website, building an application is. And I thought, with being furloughed at the beginning of the pandemic, I was able to have enough time to like really delve into it and learn on my own to see how I could actually build a
Mm-hmm.
website or application. I never thought it was accessible to me, being someone who's been in the working industry for like the workforce for like 15 years plus. I guess I I always thought like, oh, I never had time, I don't have money, but
Mm-hmm.
last year was the perfect time for me to enroll and really delve deep into tech.
Uh-huh. During your boot camp, what has been the hardest thing for you to grasp? Like what was like that
Ooh,
head banging
oh my
against the wall moment and
goodness.
you're like, I'll never get this. But then you eventually do, right?
Yeah, you do. I mean, I never thought I would be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the hardest part. I think is like just trying to understand the very complex concepts of object orientation. Um, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
think my weakness is like in my logic. I lean more towards the front end.
Okay.
So I think like the logic part is a little challenging for me, especially like when it comes to JavaScript. It was extra, challenging because we had jumped from Ruby and then we dove into JavaScript right away. So we,
Mm-hmm.
it was a huge transition, and everything is just so fast paced. So
Mm-hmm.
you just have to like really just keep up and switch. Um, and try and understand as fast as possible, So
Yeah.
I think like tools, like any if you can find any tools out there that can help you, all power to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, it's valuable for you to know stuff from scratch. It's great, but like discovering new tools out there that can help you, make it slightly easier, then it's great.
Is is sanity one of those tools?
Yes. Yeah, it's so funny too because I just Googled it. I just Googled,
Uh-huh.
okay, portfolio tutorial. And it was like one of the first videos that was out there. And I was like, hey, let's try this. And I thought it was just a React tutorial. So I was like, okay, it's
Uh-huh.
something that I'm familiar with. But then I was like, what is this sanity? Suddenly you were talking about like in the
Mm-hmm.
video. So I'm like, this is interesting. And it was just like, just made things so much more easier. I was like, wow, I never knew it was possible.
What's one of the Sanity features that you really appreciated or really liked that it was there?
I mean, the Sanity Studio is just very, very,
Mhm.
user friendly. Like,
Yeah.
you can't get as straightforward as that. Like, I think if in hindsight, like if I were to introduce this to my office mates in my past positions, I think we could have, worked so much more efficiently in terms of updating data on our websites and social media
Hmm.
platforms and stuff like that. Like, it could have, even like someone that's not tech savvy can just update the data, you know,
Hmm.
for us instead of having to like get like a third party person to like make a small change, onto our
Yeah.
website or app. Yeah, I think that would be my favorite feature actually.
If you were to build another project with Sanity, what would you do?
Ooh, I'm actually trying to pitch to Tally Up to see whether we could kind of implement Sanity into their app
Mm.
because it's a data driven application. So I think it would be like totally perfect for what it stands for. Um, and that would be in the process after I get into the like mobile friendly responsiveness of it.
Hmm.
And you passed me the link on what Sanity has to offer on the mobile
Yeah. Let me see if I can
resources,
find that.
right? So
Let me see if I
I
can
think
find that for everyone.
that's the next thing that I really want to check out and apply onto the Tally Up app that I'm working on next. Like my mind is just so into this React project that's due on Sunday, so I'm just a little bit nervous. I'm sorry.
No, no, you're good. There's a lot of conversation in the chat. I don't know if you're looking at it, but
Oh,
about
let's see.
the the Ruby to JavaScript transition and all that. That must have been tough. Or,
Oh,
I
it
mean, did you
was,
know any
yeah.
different? Like, how was that?
No, no, because I thought I had just like mastered Ruby, and I was like, oh, I got this. And then I thought there were some things that Ruby and JavaScript had in common, but actually it was not the same. It was I thought they were the same, but they're not.
Hmm.
And I actually had to resit my JavaScript module because it was just super challenging, and I was also expecting my second baby.
Uh huh.
So it was the third trimester. I was just like in pain,
Yeah.
and then I had to like study for my JavaScript. It was a lot, and then just I thought I'd best resit for my JavaScript
Yeah,
module and really understand it for me to like actually get a job after I graduate instead of just like trying to wing it.
for sure. Um, there's a question in the chat from Stu. Yanni, did you face any challenges with implementing Sanity?
Um, I think like with the tutorial that you had um, guided us, with, it was really super easy because also the format of the portfolio is pretty simple.
Hmm.
Um, so I actually did not face any challenges.
Mm.
Um, I which was surprising to me because I always have bugs, you know. And if I could do this and I could understand Sanity, I think anybody is able to understand Sanity.
Well, it's good to hear. It's good to hear that the tutorial didn't
Yeah, it
make
was
you
really
stumble.
super helpful. Super helpful.
Awesome. Um, if anyone has any other questions, please stick them in the chat and we'll get those answered. Um, Karen in the chat. It's super impressive going through pregnancy and learning this stuff. It's very true. Like
Yeah.
you were in your
Yes.
third trimester trying to cram all this knowledge in. That's amazing.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was rough, and I think it's overall fulfilling though because you just doubt yourself. You're like, oh, I don't have a background in technology. I'm returning to work after, being furloughed.
Mm-hmm.
You just surprise yourself sometimes when you give a chance to learn something new, you can actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing should stop you.
Yeah. So, question in the chat from Jane: what are your next steps?
Oh, next steps. Ooh, I just have to pass this React Redux project
Mm.
next week and finally graduate and continue with my job hunt. I actually just finished some algorithm challenges with some of my cohort mates, which I'm
Nice.
gonna continue on after this. So there's gonna be a lot of algorithm challenges in my near future
Right
until
on.
I get some tech some tech interviews and stuff. So wish me luck.
Yeah. Good luck. If you have, if anyone is looking for a bootcamp grad, #jobs is a channel that you can go to, Yani, and check that out. There's always
Yes,
things that are being
I'm
posted.
in there already.
Perfect. Right on. So when's graduation day? What?
Graduation is scheduled for November 12th.
November 12th. Yeah, it's coming up.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness, I think I'm gonna cry when that happens. I'm like, it's been a long, long year,
Mm-hmm.
tough year. I think for all of us, but I mean, at least I achieved something throughout the past few months.
Yeah. Well, we're all very proud of you. The chat, you're an inspiration.
Aw,
So yeah, good job
thank
on everything that you're
you.
doing. Your projects are awesome, and seriously, keep up the good work.
Aw,
And
thank you so much. Thanks so much for having me. I couldn't
yeah,
believe when you approached me. I was like, oh my goodness.
well, I'm glad you can join us, and I'm glad that we could be your first talk and your first
Yes.
flat iron in person event.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually screen capture this just, for memory's sake.
Yeah.
If you don't mind that. All right.
Should I smile? What should I do? Do shaka?
Cheese, say cheese.
But yeah. Oh, a lot of questions just came in. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, of course. Of
Some
course.
of the general questions: are there plans for a studio that is not React
Oh,
based?
okay. That's more a
No,
question for you
never
guys.
mind. That's general. That's not. But yeah. Thank you so much, and I think I've got it all. I'm trying to keep up on the chat, but yeah, I think we're good. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much, and good luck in your final weeks of your boot camp, and
Thank
we'll
you.
see
Appreciate
you
it.
around.
Yeah, see you guys. Take care. Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks for being here. Bye, Yanni.
Bye. Take care.